We've got a random variable g, and it's got a probability distribution, but it's based on this formula written here. And think of this as like a piecewise function. The formula works at different times for different g's. So what we've got to do is figure out what goes with each g. So for example, we're figuring out the probability when g equals g, the little g. And well, let's go ahead and just do it. So let's try the first one. Find the probability that g equals 1. So the probability that g equals 1, and I go up there, which rule do I use? Well, I use the top rule. And then whenever I see a g, I replace it with a 1. So it's 0.3 times 0.7 to the first. And then all I do is multiply that. And I find out that it's going to be 0.21. That's not too bad. So let's try the second one. I'm going to have g, I want to know the probability when g equals 2. So again, I look up there, well, I use the top rule. So it's going to be 0.3 times 0.7, but this time to the second, because that's where the g is. And I'm going to find out that g is equal to 0.147. So following along like we're doing here, I want you to go ahead and pause this and see if you can't find the rest of the probabilities, and then start it back up when you're ready. All right, super. So here's what I've got. Probability of g equaling 3. I've got 0.3 times 0.7 to the third. And that's going to be 0.1029, and then g equaling 4. That's going to be 0.07203. Make sure you don't do any rounding. We're not at the end of the problem. And then when g is equal to 5, well, they tell us when g equals 5, it's going to be k. Probability is going to be k. So now I've got all my probabilities. So what I want you to do is pause this and then create a probability distribution table. Start it back up when you're ready. All right, so that was awesome. Let's try this. We got g's. Possibles are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I know the probability of a 1 is 0.21, and then a 2, 0.147, and so on. I'm just filling in my probabilities. Now, the next thing I need to do, actually answer the question, is find the value of k. Go ahead and pause this, and then find the value of k, and then start it back up again when you're ready. All right, super. So here we go. All we got to do is add all this stuff up together, plus k equals 1, and then get k by itself. And I'm going to find out that k is going to equal 0.46807 or 0.468 three significant figures. The last thing they want to know is how many times can I expect g to happen if it equals 3 if I do it 1,000 times. Pause it and see if you can't figure that out. Start back up when you're ready. All right, so we got the probability of a 3, and all we got to do is multiply that times 1,000, and then we get 102.9 or 103 times. All right, thanks for watching.